Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Python Learning. We'll get started now. Okay, so what did we do yesterday? Do you remember? What was the topic that we did yesterday? Okay, I'm getting some answers. Conditional, yes. We started with conditional. So we discussed that conditional is a way where you can check for a certain condition and perform action based on those conditions, right? So we want to perform both the actions, okay, but we don't want both the actions to be performed at the same time. Depending upon a certain condition, we might want condition 1 or condition 2, right? And why just condition 2? You can have multiple conditions. Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue. One more example we'll do with condition to see how nested condition works. Okay, and then we'll move to next topic. Okay, so let's get started. So let's say I need to assign grade to student. Okay, so I have requirement like this. Okay, if average, okay, is more than, let's say, 90, you want to give grade A. Okay, and then if average is more than 80, you need to give grade B. If average is more than 70, you want to give grade C. If average is more than 60, you want to assign grade D. If average is more than 50, you want to assign grade E. And less than 50, you assign grade F. Okay, let's say this is the rule for a university. Okay, right? Okay, now I want to assign grades. Okay, so before we assign grade, I need to calculate, isn't it? Okay, so let's say I take the user input m1 equal to int of input, enter the marks in subject 1. Okay, and let's say we have only 3 subjects, right? So let's say we have only 3 subjects. Oops, what happened? Sorry. Okay, so you get M2 and M3. Okay, subject 2 and subject 3. Okay, and let me calculate the total. Total equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3, average equal to total by 3. Okay, now let's start building this. So what it says is, first we have to look at condition. First, have to look at condition A, isn't it? And it says if AVG greater than equal to 90. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll first build the if-elif structure. Okay, and then we'll come back and we'll write the logic for each. Okay, so I'm going to build if elif structure, and then we'll come back and we write the logic. Okay, so I'm going to say pass here. So if average is greater than equal to 90, I'll say pass. Pass means empty block. Okay, do nothing for now. Now I'm going to say elif avg greater than equal to 80, I say pass. Elif avg greater than equal to 70, I say pass. Elif avg greater than equal to 60, you say pass. Elif avg greater than equal to 50, pass, else, pass. So this is how your structure will look like. Okay, this is how we first build the structure. Now we don't have multiple hands, right? So we can't build the entire code at one go. So this is how we generally work. Okay, so when you get a problem, okay, first you build the structure. Okay, you build the structure. Why we need to build the structure? Because when you write some code and you want to test it also, isn't it? Okay, you want to test it as well, correct? Because testing will make sure that we are progressing in right direction. Now you have 10 conditions to check or 20 conditions to write. Okay, you cannot wait for all the 20 conditions to be written and then you start testing, right? You can't wait that long. So you want to make sure, okay, that first you understand, okay, first you understand the structure, and then you go one by one and start putting the content into it. Okay, you go one by one and then you start putting content into this, right? Okay. Okay. So we have built the structure. Now let's go into each of the conditions. Okay. So what if what if average is more than 90? Okay, grade A. So I'm going to say print grade A. I can say, or I can say something like this. Okay, grade A, right? Okay. Now you have built one condition. Run it. Okay, so this program is P2. I'm going to select P2 from here and run it. Enter the mark subject 1. I'm testing for 90. So I'm going to say 88, 87, 99. Okay, you get grade A, right? So this one is working fine. Okay, now you go and fix your second condition. You go and fix your second condition. Okay, so I say grade B. Now it is 80. Okay, so let's run it something like this: 75. Okay, 80. Okay, 97. So you get grade B. That means, okay, this is also working fine. And you can you can display total and average also so that you can actually validate. Okay. Something like this, okay. Total, okay, is total. Then slash and average colon, okay, EVG, right? Okay. Coming back here, let's go and build the third condition. Let's go and build the fourth condition. Now the fifth condition. And finally your, okay. So this is how you end up creating different condition, right? Okay. Now when you run it, okay, so let's try for F. Just for testing, not in real exam. We don't try for F in the real exam, right? Total is 80, average is 26, you got grade F, right? Now you see, when I run this, okay, and let's try to get 90 this time. So 90, 90, and 93. We'll make it 91. Okay. Now see, when you said 91 average, okay, it checks here, okay. So first condition is checked, it is true, right? So it says grade A. Now second condition is also true, isn't it? Average is more than 80 as well. So why don't you think grade B is getting printed? Grade B should also be printed, isn't it? Why do you think the grade B is not printed? Anyone? So I told you yesterday that only one of the given condition will be executed. Okay, so even though you have, you know, multiple conditions here, okay, first matching condition will be executed. In if else block, you never get all the conditions executed. Okay, so first it is going to check obviously with the first value. Okay, if this is true, then it will print grade A and now come out of if block. Okay, it'll come out of if block, right? Now if this is false, then it'll check this. If this is also false, it will check this. Okay, and if this is true, it will print and come out. Okay, so at any given point of time, you're actually checking only one condition. So that's why when you get 91, even though all these instructions are true, but it's not going to execute. It's not going to execute. Is it clear? Okay, so I'm seeing some message. Okay, thank you for confirmation. Yes, you're right. Okay, so it's not going to get executed. Perfect. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, perfect. Okay, any questions so far on this? No, right? Okay, so we have done this. Okay, let's add one more feature. Let's add one more feature to it. Okay, now feature is that yesterday thing, right? We'll say you have passed or you have failed, right? Now you see, if I have to check, okay, let's say 50 is passing mark, okay, 50 is passing mark, right? So if average is more than or equal to 50, average is greater than equal to 50, I want to say print pass. Else, okay, I have to say failed. right? So I can write like this, or I can include this entire thing into this. So I've got two blocks here, right? Now in two block, you are checking the conditions again and again, right? So instead of checking conditions again and again, okay, two if means two times you're checking the condition. So instead of checking the condition twice, is there a way I can combine these two? Is there a way I can combine these two? Yes, we can combine. So if, okay, one option is you combine here and you print pass every time. You say print, say result, pass. Okay, you copy and paste everywhere. So you're printing multiple places. That's not a good idea. Okay, in computer programming, you have to make sure that you have only one version of information. Okay, one version of data. Do not try to give multiple versions. Okay, so what we'll do is instead of this, I'm going to, okay, I'm going to say something like this, right? Oh, sorry. So what I'll do is, okay, I'll say grade F. Now this exactly matches, isn't it? Result, this else is, the else means when it'll get into else if your average is, this will get into else if your average is less than 50. It'll get into else if average is less than 50, isn't it? So we can directly put this one here, grade F. Yes. And this entire thing has to go in this. So I'll copy and I will paste it as, we call it as nested if. Now here, okay, it is anyway average is more than 50. So you don't have to check for average more than 50. Instead, we can directly say else. Okay, so what we did, we combined two if blocks or conditions together to work as one. Okay, so here you have result is pass, and when it is average is more than 50, then you're obviously saying result pass, and then now you are checking if average is greater than or equal to 90 or not. Okay, you say grade A, if average greater than or equal to 80, grade B greater than 70, grade C, so on. Okay, now see, this condition will be executed only if this condition is true, isn't it? If this condition is not true, this will not be checked at all. So we are saving time. Let's say if someone has scored less than 50, then you don't have to check these entire conditions. You are saving time. You are saving time. Make sense? Did you understand? Any question here, guys? Can you confirm me in the chat? If mark in subject 2 is 0, doesn't matter. Shubham, why would it matter? We are looking only at total average, total and average. Please rephrase your questions, Shubham. I didn't understand. If mark in subject 2 is 0, how can we make it? Actually, अगर मुझे मार्क्स रिजल्ट चेक करना हो तो एग्जाम्पल बताओ, एग्जाम्पल कैसे चेक करना है, क्या चेक करना चाहते हो? हम्म, ओके, okay. So Shubham has a question. Shubham says, right now we are checking only for average. If average is less than 50, then you are saying failed. But let's say you get 100 in chapter subject 1 and 2, but you get less than 33. The condition is that minimum you have to get 33 in all the subject. Okay. So what you can do is, okay, if average is more than 50 and M1 is greater than equal to 33 and M2 is greater than equal to, see, we did comparison and logical operator, remember? So we have to make this true. Okay, so if you do not want this block to be called, okay, if you do not want this block to be called, it has to be false somehow. We have to make it false so that this block is not called, right? So I'm checking if average is more than 50 and M1 has to be more than 33 and M2 has to be more than 33, correct? And M3 is also more than 33. Only then you execute this part. So when you run it now, okay, marks in subject 1, let's say you scored 100 on 100. 100 on 100. But in third subject you got 32. So see, you say total is 232, average is 77, but result is fail. Grade is F. Right? Though you have got 77% marks, but what we have said is you will get grading only if average is more than 50 and M1, M2, M3, all three should be more than 33. Shubham. Any other question, guys? Okay, if you want me to repeat something, if you don't understand, please put it in the chat, guys. Okay. Okay, I don't see any other question. Okay, confirm. Thank you, guys. Okay, so this is how your conditional condition works. Let me add one more condition. Condition is that if you get more than 90, okay, obviously get grade A, But let's say if you get more than 95, you also get a medal. So your 95 will be possible only when you get more than 90. Here you won't check, okay, because here you are getting between 80 to 90. 95 will be here only possible. If you get more than 90, only there's a chance that you can get more than 95, isn't it? If you get more than 90 only, there's a chance that you will get more than 95. So here we say if okay, if what should I write? I want to check if you got more than 95, then it should be printed. You win a medal. Akash is right. Okay. So yes. So you have to say if average greater than equal to 95, you say print, you win a medal. Okay. So now you see this is third level. This is first condition. If this is true, then you get one more condition. Inside this, you have one more condition. This is called nested conditions, nested if else, and it can go to any level. Okay. It can go to any level. Okay. So with that, we complete our condition topic. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Can we move to the next one? Perfect. Okay, great. So from the chat message, looks like you guys don't have any questions. So quickly, let's move to the next topic. So what we discussed now was on how to do the conditional check, right? How to check a certain condition. Now we'll talk about, okay, how to run something more than once. Okay, I want to run hello. Okay, I want to print hello, but I want to print hello 10 times, more than one time. So if I tell you print hello, okay, you will not just copy paste 10 times. Of course, you can do that, okay, but that's a tedious job, right? If I tell you print 100,000 times, you know, you'll have to copy paste 1,000 times. Copying paste 1,000 times is difficult, but more difficult is to count them so that you don't make mistake of printing, you know, extra line or one line less. Okay, so it is difficult, isn't it? So what we do here, okay, we use something called as loops. Okay, we have two types of loops in Python. Okay, in Python we have only two types of loops. They are your for loop and you have while loop. Okay, so what is the difference? See, for loop is used when you know exactly how many times to run a loop. You know how many times to run a loop. Okay, so if I want to run print 1000 times, 500 times, so we use for loop when you know exactly how many times. Okay, but when you don't know exactly how many times, but you need to run it more than once, how many times should you, how will you know how many times should you run? Depending upon a condition. Condition is, okay, run the loop until number is more than 6, until number is more than 6. So if number is less than 6, okay, you will continue doing it. The moment number becomes more than 6, you will stop printing. Okay, so in that case we use loop, while loop. So print keeps on printing or keeps on working. Okay, I just said print, but it can be anything, right? Keeps on working until, okay, condition is true. Okay, so if you have to print based on some condition, we say we use while. And when you have to do it, okay, when you know exactly how many times, we use for loop. So let's see this example. Okay, let's see this example. Now let's say you want to go to a university, to your university, okay, and you don't know the route, right? You're asking someone. So they can give you in two ways. They can tell you, keep going in this direction for about 3 kilometers, keep going in this direction for 3 kilometers, and you will see university on your left. Keep going for 3 kilometers. You know exactly how many kilometers you need to go. So what will you do? You know, you will start your bike or car, look at the, you know, the distance there, what you have, and you will not look left and right. You will keep going, okay, in speed. And the moment, okay, your speedometer shows you 3 kilometers, right? You stop your car and look left and you'll find the university. So this is good when you know exactly how many kilometers. When you know exactly, okay, it's exactly 3 kilometers. So then you will go in exactly that direction for 3 kilometers. You will not stop before or after. The problem is, if the university was 2.9 or 3.1, you will not be able to reach. Okay, so this is good only when you know exactly how many kilometers. You know exactly how many kilometers you know. That's when you will use this. Okay, exactly 3 kilometers. The person has to be very confident. Keep going there for exactly 3 kilometers. Okay, so this is about for loop. While loop is useful, okay, when you don't know how many kilometers, right? So same example, let's say this guy who is going to answer you doesn't know the distance. So what he can say is, keep going in this direction till you see a red building on the left. Till you see a red big building on your left. So here you don't know. It could be after 100 miles, 100 meters, or it could be after 10 kilometers also. You don't know. So what you do? You take one step and look left. Do you see a red building? No. Keep going ahead. See another step. Left. Red building? No. Okay. You keep taking step. Every step you are checking for the condition. You are checking the condition. While loop, after performing every iteration, you are checking the condition. Okay, and the condition is keep going till you see a red building. Building color is not red. Keep going, keep going. After some time, you'll see a red building on the left. That's when you stop. You have reached, okay, the university. So these are the two ways you can be given a direction, isn't it? Okay. So first way, when they know exactly how many kilometers, we use for loop. Second, when we don't know how many kilometers, but we know the condition. Okay. What could go wrong in the second condition? So first condition, we know what can go wrong. Okay. If university was exactly 2.9 kilometers or 3.1 kilometers, then you would definitely miss the university. You won't be able to, okay, you won't be able to reach the university. So you have to know exactly how many kilometers, and then you have to run the loop that many times. Perfect. What can go wrong in the while condition? Okay, in while condition, let's say, okay, if I give, if you know, building color is red, but if I tell you keep checking for a blue building, okay, if I give wrong condition, and let's say if there is no blue building on the earth, then you will go for infinite. You will keep going forever because you're checking for blue building and blue building is not there. Right? You're going on forever. Right? So that's the problem with while. You have to know the correct condition. If you don't know correct condition, then you will not be able to execute or perform what you want to do. Problem with for loop is you need to know exactly how many conditions, because if you don't give exact condition, you will not get exact output. Okay, but when you're doing programming, okay, you have to run and test, see the output. Sometimes you may not know exactly, should I do equal to or greater than, or should I do greater than equal to or less than equal to? You may not know such things. Okay, you might have confusion. The best thing is you do it on paper and see the condition is correct or not. Otherwise, you run it and see the output. Okay, you can always go and change it. Okay, so today we will focus on for loop. Okay, tomorrow also we'll focus on for loop, and we'll also do a bit of while loop tomorrow. Okay, so let's get to the board here. Okay, so we are talking about for loop today. Okay, but to understand for loop, we have to understand one more function called as range. Okay, because for loop uses range. Okay, so let's understand what range is. Okay, what is the meaning of range and how to use range. Okay, and then we will see how to use range in for loop. Okay, so let's do it. So I'm saying for loop, okay, we have to use range. Now, range is a function that generates range of values. As the name suggests, range is a function that generates range of values, that generates range of values. So how does it generate from which number to which number? So we have to pass them as parameter. Okay, so range can take 3 arguments, a comma b comma c. Okay, and a means start point, b is, okay, I'm saying less than end point, b equal to start, I'm saying a equal to start point. Okay, a equal to start point, b is less than end point. Okay, it's not equal to end point, it is less than end point. So if I say 100, it will print up to 99 only. It will not touch 100. It will be less than the number that you give. Keep in mind, starting point in Python is always equal to ending point in Python is always one less than the given number. So if I say b equal to 100, it will not print 100 in any case. You can print 99, 98, 97. We'll see how. but it will never ever print 100. It can print 99, it can print 98, but it will not go up to 100. That's what I'm saying. B is less than endpoint. Now C is increment. By what number should you increment? Now, if I write example range 4 comma 18 comma 4, what does that mean? What is my start number? Start number is A. What's the value of A, guys? Nobody wants to say? Nobody wants to speak? I can see your answer, Akash. I was waiting for others. I can see your answer. So Shrishti and Akash, they are responding, but others are not. Yes, Sangeeta also not responded. Yes. So we said start is A. A value is 4 here. So you start from A. Okay. So your first value is A. What is the next value? I told you range will generate range of numbers, not one number, multiple numbers. So how do you decide first number? First number is the start value A. How do you decide the second number? How do you decide the second number? See, increment C is 4. Increment C is 4. So second number is going to be 4 plus 4, 8. 4 plus 4, 8. Now, next number will be 8 plus 4, 12. Then 12 plus 4, 16. Then 12 plus 16 plus 4, 20. But what is my end point? My end point is 18. Is 20 less than or equal to 18? It is obviously more than 18. So 20 will not be printed. You will end up getting 4, 8, 12, 16. This is the values that range is going to generate. So if you put this in the loop, loop will run 4 times. Exact 4 times loop will run. If you put, we'll see later how to put range in loop. So if you put range in loop, loop will run 4 times, and the loop is going to generate numbers 4, 8, 12, and 16. Now let's say I put 20 here. So now 16 plus 4, 20. Okay. But problem again here is, we said B is less than endpoint. B is less than endpoint, not equal to. Even 20 is not allowed. If I give 21, that's when 20 will be printed. If I give 20, 20 will not be printed because ending number is less than. Okay. So I gave 20. So your ending number has to be less than 20, not even equal to, less than 20. Clear? So 20 will not be generated. Okay. So range 4 comma 20 comma 4 will generate 4, 8, 12, 16. That's it. Okay. So range can even have, okay, range can even have 2 values. So when you have 2 values, that means it is A and B. Okay. C is default 1. Okay. If you have A and B, that means A is your start point, B is ending point, same as the previous case, but C is not given. So C is by default 1. C is by default 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. C is by default 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, remember this. So if I give something like 4 comma 9, okay, I need to give only two values, right? So 4 comma 9, so starting value will be 4. The next value is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no 9, less than 9. It's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, understood, guys? So range 4 comma 9 is going to generate values 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So it's going to generate 5 numbers and loop is going to run 5 times. Loop is going to run 5 times. We'll see later how to put in the loop. Okay. But let's first focus on range. Okay. You can have range with just one value also. When you have one value, then it is B. B is less than endpoint. A default 0 and C default 1. That means your value will range from 0 to 4. So when you say range 5, okay, the values that are generated will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, no 5. So how many times loop is going to run? Loop is going to run 5 times. Okay, range 5 will make loop run 5 times with values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting with 4, sorry, starting with 0 and ending with 4. Okay, that's how your loop will run. Okay, awesome. Now let's see how to put this in practice, how to put this in loop. So to create for loop, you have to say for. To create for loop, you have to say for, for, okay? After this, you have to give a variable. After this, you have to give a variable. So let's say I give variable I. Anything can give, any variable can give. I, var, count, okay, size, step, whatever, right? So I'm giving I. So for I, in is also an operator just like plus minus. Is your arithmetic operators less than greater than, is your comparison operator, and or not is your logical operator. In is called operator or member operator. In is used to check if left side value is in right side or not. So right side you will use range. Okay, when you say range, let me use 424 first example. Okay, so range is going to generate 424. That means 4, 8, 16, 4, 8, 12, right? 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, so that is the values generated by range. And you say I in range. So I will take the value from the right side, whatever is getting generated. Okay, so you are generating range of values, and I is taking the value because of in. For is making it take one value at a time. For is making I to take one value at a time in the iteration. One value at a time in the iteration. So I is going to take one value at a time. Okay. So now you give colon to indicate that it is beginning of for loop, and I can print hello. So how many times hello will be printed? So values will be 4. First time I is 4, second time I is 8, third time I is 12, fourth time it is 16. So this loop is going to run 4 times. Hello, 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 4 times. And you want to see the value of I, you can say hello and value of I is, okay, comma I. So first time I is 4, second time it is 8, 12, and 16, and it ends at 16. Okay, so this is how for loop works. Tomorrow when we connect, we'll take few more examples and we'll see how we can program using for loop. Once we do a couple of examples with for loop, then we will get into while loop. Any question before we wrap up, guys? All good? Yes, Akash. Okay, so yes, I don't see any question in the chat. So yes, take care. Thank you. Yes, upload recordings will be uploaded and you'll be given the link. Okay, I'll convey to the team. So it will be uploaded. It might take a couple of days late. Okay, because it has to get rendering should happen and then upload should happen. Okay, so it will take some time. Okay, sure, guys, have fun. You will get the link soon. Okay, Akash, maybe by today you'll get the link of yesterday's. Okay. Okay. Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Bye.